Good afternoon, kids. Today we will be having our last lecture of stretching practicals. We will be covering spinal muscles in today's session. As we know, spinal muscles are small and mostly work in group. So, most of the techniques of stretching for them are group techniques, and in common, we teach self stretching techniques to the patients so that they can perform at home. First of all, we will be covering cervical and upper thoracic region to increase thoracic extension or stretch the thoracic flexor muscles. Self stretching in crook lying will be done with a foam roll which is placed longitudinally down the length of the spine of patient. Patient starts to elevate or flex both arms overhead in a touchdown position. Then the patient abducts and laterally rotates both shoulders by the side of body and bring them in 90-90 position as seen in image 2b. This position stretches pectoralis major and subscapularis in addition to the thoracic flexor muscles. We can add breathing exercises in this position as the thoracic cage is expanded, and it can help in increasing the inspiratory capacity of patient. In sitting, the person is made to sit on a straight back chair. Hands are clasped behind the head or held abducted and externally rotated in 90 degrees. Patient then brings the elbows out to the side as the scapulae are adducted and the thoracic spine is extended. During this movement, the head is held in neutral position and not flexed. This also can be combined with breathing. While going into the position as shown in image A or pulling the elbows backwards, the person is instructed to inspire, and while bringing the elbows back together, the person is instructed to breathe out or expire. To increase axial extension or cervical retraction using scalene muscle for stretching, the person is in sitting position. As we know, action of scalene muscle is side flexion to the same side and rotation towards the opposite side. After performing axial extension or chin tuck, the patient is asked to do side flexion on the opposite side and rotation towards the side where the muscle is tight. Here the therapist will help by stabilizing the head with one hand around the side of the patient's head and face, and by second hand across the top of the rib cage. The therapist applies pressure to increase the stretch force. The patient is instructed to inhale and exhale while applying a downward pressure or resisting the elevation of rib cage. As the patient inhales again, and when the patient relaxes or exhales, the therapist take up the slack. The same stretch can be done in supine if patient is not comfortable in sitting position. This is the image showing stretching of scalene muscles on the left side. Here the neck is flexed or side flexed towards the right side and rotated towards the left side. The hand marked with X or cross is for fixating the head or stabilizing the head, and other hand which is indicated with the arrow and R, the resistance force is applied to the elevation of rib cage while inspiring. For self-stretching of scalene, the patient is asked to stand next to a table and hold the underside of the table. Then patient is asked to do chin tuck or axial extension of the neck and side bend towards the opposite side while rotate towards the same side of the tight muscle. After this, the patient will lean away from the table, maintaining the same position to increase the stretch force and coordinates inhalation and exhalation along with holding the stretch position. Now, technique to increase upper cervical flexion or stretch short suboccipital muscles. Now, as the name suggests, short suboccipital muscles are connecting the two spinous processes of cervical spine vertebrae. First, the patient is in sitting position and therapist identifies the spinous process of the second cervical vertebra. Then the therapist will stabilize the vertebra with the thumb as shown in the figure marked as X, or with the help of second metacarpophalangeal joint. After that, the patient is asked to slowly nod or tip the head anteriorly. This movement is guided by the placement of other hand across the patient's forehead as shown in the figure. For self-stretching of short suboccipital muscles, the patient lies down in supine or can be in sitting position. The patient is then instructed to first perform a chin tuck or axial extension and then nod the head, bringing the chin towards the larynx until a stretch is felt in the suboccipital area. Light pressure can be applied under the occipital region with the palm of patient's own hand while performing this anterior tipping. If we want to apply a unilateral stretch, then the patient is instructed to first perform a chin tuck followed by slightly 45 degrees rotation towards right or left side and then perform that anterior tipping or nodding movement.